So my name is Murray Brown. I work for GSK. I am in a department called Advanced Manufacturing Technologies, and within that group I have a particular interest in biocatalysis and synthetic biology for manufacturing of small molecule drugs. But clearly GSK is a much bigger organisation than just small molecule drugs. There's, broadly speaking, three core businesses to GSK. There is the pharma industry part of it, there is vaccines and biologics, and there is the consumer healthcare. So we are now currently the largest vaccine company in the world, and one of the biggest consumer healthcare companies. More than 110,000 employees worldwide, significant core R&D spending, over 3 billion per annum, which is split between the three businesses, but actually the majority of that is in pharma, vaccines in second place, close cut. And we have a large number of manufacturing sites worldwide, over 80, in various parts of the globe. So GSK has a fairly long history dating back to the first company we can identify as being a progenitor is founded in 1715 in Plough Court, which went on to be Allen and Hanbury's, and then there are other, SmithKline and French, etc., Beecham's. In terms of the industrial biotechnology, I think the heritage is particularly built around the penicillins that were discovered shortly before the Second World War and were industrialized, in particularly the involvement of Glaxo Laboratories and the US SmithKline and French part of the business. And this launch here in 1972 of a significant antibiotic, which is actually Augmentin, which is still one of our leading products, despite being off patent for many years. And that really, the competitive advantage in that position in that product is built around our industrial biotechnology expertise. Get back to next slide. So, as I mentioned, we're built around three businesses. The pharmaceuticals, which is currently largely driven in the respiratory franchise. Many of you will be familiar with the blue and brown inhalers, the salbutamol, salmeterol, seretide products, and there are much more recent launches, and a significant area of our competitive advantage around there is actually in terms of the devices, so moving away from those metered dose inhalers, the squirt and try and inhale, to more sophisticated devices as a discus, as an elliptor, which have much better compliance and much better delivery of the drug. And another area of growth is the HIV AIDS area, which is through actually a separate company which is called ViiV, which is a partnership with Pfizer and Shionogi, but GSK are 80% shareholders in that company. So those are the two main businesses. We also have cardiovascular and immunoinflammation and oncology, despite the fact that we sold our oncology assets to Novartis as part of the big deal. We are still active in oncology R&D. And we are, like many other pharma, are very excited about the opportunities in the advanced therapies. So there is a newly created division called Cell and Gene Therapies, and GSK have been the first company to successfully launch a gene therapy product onto the market, which is called Stremvelis, and this is for ADA-SCID, which is the boy in the bubble disease, where the children are severely immune compromised, and in collaboration with Italian academics and telethon funding organisations, we've successfully launched a therapy that delivers that adenosine deaminase producing cells to the children as an autologous treatment, and I think currently the longest period we've had now is just over 10 years for a child to be disease-free on that treatment. So that's a very exciting area, and again, it falls within the area of biotechnology. I don't suppose anyone's particularly interested in how many packets of toothpaste we sell, but the consumer healthcare contains such brands as Aquafresh and McLean's, and a very big part of our market is actually Horlicks, which is quite a big seller in the subcontinent, India. Anyway. So coming closer to home in terms of our UK footprint, about 16,000 employees in total, with 9 manufacturing sites. The manufacturing sites of particular interest, I think, to biotechnologists will be the site at Irvine, which is the major penicillins manufacturing site, and the site at Ulverston in Cumbria, which is undergoing significant investment as a biologicals, biopharmaceuticals manufacturing plant. And we also have Worthing on the south coast, which is an augmenting secondary site, but also primary site for some other fermentation products such as mupirocin, Bactroban. And then in terms of R&D, the pharma R&D is located in the sort of Hertfordshire hub of Stevenage and Ware. The site in Harlow is being closed down at the moment. And consumer healthcare is so focused in the southeast quadrant, at Weybridge and Slough. And corporate, the global headquarters is in West London. So on top of the additional to the sort of the size of the company and the number of employees, I think it's important to draw out that we have a commitment to responsible innovation and sustainable innovation, and in particular we have some significant ambitions around carbon dioxide emissions and energy and water. The ambition is to be carbon neutral by 2050, for example, and you can see all this on our corporate website. So, as I say, we mentioned the R&D sites, mainly Stevenage and Ware for pharma, Weybridge for consumer healthcare. Those are the main sites, and then the GMS, as I mentioned, Irvine, Ulverston, and Worthing in particular for biotechnological products. And then, see, I'm already 10 minutes over. Finally, I was going to show the GSK website. It's fairly straightforward to find the information about careers available on the GSK website. If you just go to GSK, there's a tab on the top that says careers. You could go direct to this link. And then under that, there is considerable information around how to apply for various careers within GSK. Like many of the other companies, we do have entry from apprentice level all the way through the level of grades of experience. I would imagine for this audience, most of you probably passed the industrial placement type levels, which is offered for undergraduates. There are 2 postgraduate entry levels. There's the Future Leader Programme, which is aimed at graduates, and then there's an Esprit programme, which is aimed at PhD postdoctoral level entrants. Many of those Esprit programmes are also focused on people with a combined science and business background, so people with an MBA and a PhD often enter onto that Esprit programme. But probably the major entry route is actually the direct entry route, where the jobs are advertised with a specific role description for a role within a specific department within the company, and those are accessed through the same website, and they're advertised there, and you can search that by site and keyword and discipline, etc. That's probably numerically the largest number of opportunities. I think I looked there last night, there are about 150 current opportunities within the UK and about 1,100, 1,200 worldwide within GSK. Not all within R&D though. Okay, I'll stop there and take questions.